That will probably go down as the sloppiest way anyone has ever won a NASCAR title. Yo, what's up everyone? My name is Jet. Welcome back to an episode of MDK Racing Victory Stop, recapping the Xfinity Series Championship race. And unlike the Truck Series, this race had a lot of stuff to talk about. Justin Allgaier, 14 years in Xfinity Series, his 7th Championship 4 appearance, and he finally gets it done, becoming the 2024 NASCAR Xfinity Series champion, becoming the oldest champion since 1988 at 38 years old. And this was a feel-good story, but how he won this championship was bonkers. Right from the very beginning, crashed. I think in the 4th lap or so, very early on in practice, he crashed in turn 2, had to go to a backup car, started dead last, and it didn't get any better. Well, it actually got good. It got better because even though he started 37th, I don't know what was in that backup car, but he had something in that number 7 car because it was on another level. I mean, before the first stage even ended, Allgaier went from 37th to 6th place somehow. I mean, he was on a different zip code, but I mentioned the sloppiest way anyone's ever won a championship because he made some very, very dumb mistakes in the process. You know, for a guy like Justin Allgaier, a seasoned veteran, been in the Xfinity Series longer than any of the other 3 competitors probably combined, he made some very dumb mistakes. He fell back to 10th place on the restart to begin stage 2, but then coming to the end of stage 2, he, for some reason, right as the start finish line, just slams into the right side of Riley Herbst. Then as a result of that, he has a tire going down, so he has to slow down dramatically and limp his car back to the start finish line. Drops from, I think, being around the top 5 to just in 10th place. And it didn't get any better because at the beginning of stage 3 on lap 101, he gets a restart violation, just like what happened to Corey Heim in the Truck Series last night. He pulls out of line way too early before he crosses start finish line and gets a restart violation, has to come onto pit road. While he's going on to pit road to serve his penalty, he then speeds on pit road. So you're talking about just shooting yourself in the foot multiple times. He shot the big toe, then he shot the pinky. I mean, how Justin Allgaier won this championship boggles my mind because of how much he tried to throw it away. So now, with around 55 or so laps to go, he is sitting 1 lap down and he needs a caution. So when the final round of green flag pit stops begin, Justin Allgaier stays out. He needs a caution to get back in the middle of this thing, and he gets just that with 45 laps to go when Anthony Alfredo cuts a tire and slams the turn 2 wall extremely hard. But this is great news for Allgaier. He's back on the lead lap. Under 40 laps to go, Cole Custer is the highest of the Championship 4 drivers, but Justin Allgaier is on a mission with 11 lap fresher tires. He drives his way up towards the front, and with just around a handful of laps to go, Justin Allgaier is within striking distance of Cole Custer. We saw a great 4-car battle between the 2 of Jesse Love, the 00 of Cole Custer, the 7 car of Justin Allgaier hanging by the rear, and also in the middle of that was the 88 of Connor Zilisch. 8 laps to go, Connor Zilisch gets underneath Cole Custer, then heading into turn 3, they get side by side, and Zilisch just gets loose, slides off the track. That allows Allgaier to get underneath both of them. He gets by Connor Zilisch and is now right behind the 00 of Cole Custer, and then Allgaier just sends it, moves the 00 out of the group. He goes on by the 7 car of Allgaier to the point, but then a caution comes out with Leyland Honeyman Jr. spinning in turn 3. We go to overtime. And all but Allmendinger, he pits. Allmendinger is just trying to get something here. We're going to talk about him in a little bit, but the rest of the Championship 4 competitors pit. Austin Hill, he comes out first, but I think on left side tires, they were scuffs, about 7 lap or so scuffed tires. So he was at a huge disadvantage. Cole Custer came out behind. And then Justin Allgaier, he lost another 2 or 3 positions because he could not get out of his pit stop. I mean, the tires were spinning, but he wasn't going. So he had a bad pit stop on top of that. So let's recap. Crash in practice, self-inflicted tire rub, had to limp to the end of stage 2, restart violation, speeds on pit road to serve his penalty, then has a slow pit stop, and now comes out, I believe, 4th or 5th place. The 3 of the 4 championship contenders are nose to tail on the outside lane. Coming to the line to take the green flag to begin overtime attempt number 1. Austin Hill tries to get something out on the outside lane, and then Justin Allgaier entering turn 2 makes an unreal pass, gets underneath both championship contenders, drives on by, gets up to 3rd place, gets alongside the 98 of Riley Herbst, passes him, and he is up to 2nd place in just 1.5 corners basically before Parker Retzlaff. He spins in turn 2 to bring out the caution again, sending us into the 2nd overtime attempt. This time Allgaier leads the inside lane, and he comes up, makes contact with Riley Herbst and Jesse Love. Somehow though, he's able to stay ahead for the time being and comes to the final lap. Riley Herbst, he desperately wants to win in his battered, beaten, and bruised race car. Smoke on the left side of his machine. Justin Allgaier does a smart thing, gives him the position. Herbst goes on by to win the race, but most importantly, Justin Allgaier comes home in 2nd, highest of the championship 4 contenders, to take home his first Xfinity Series title and the 4th title for Junior Motorsports in their team's history. Now, Riley Herbst, he led the most laps, 130 something laps. He led 1 stage 1 and 1 stage 2. So the 98 of Herbst had a dominating day. So huge shout out to the 98 car in a way to end Stewart-Haas Racing's career in NASCAR with their final Xfinity Series win in their final Xfinity race. But yeah, Justin Allgaier, I've never seen Allgaier drive the way he drove here today. Again, like I said, he's a seasoned veteran. You don't expect Allgaier to make the moves that he made here tonight. I mean, he had that dog in him. He was making passes, he was making moves, were a bit reckless. I mentioned that with Riley Herbst basically cutting himself a tire, but my lord, was he so much fun to watch. I mean, Justin Allgaier put on a show. The race was a bit stale in stage 1 and stage 2, but he made that race very fun from start to finish. Huge congrats to the 7 car of Justin Allgaier. What was, and still in my eyes, the sloppiest way anyone has ever won a championship. From starting 37th in a backup car to then a restart violation, speeding to serve your penalty, and come back and win the title. Absolute masterclass by the 7 car. Great effort by the 00 car, Cole Custer. He was, in my eyes, the only one that really had a shot at contending with Allgaier because Allgaier was just on a different zip code. He put up a really good battle with that 7 car. Austin Hill was kind of there. He had moments where he was within striking distance, but I didn't think he had the car to contend with the likes of the 00 and the 7 car. And Adrian Allmendinger, I mean, colleague racing as a whole has always sucked at Phoenix. Even when Justin Haley was in contention for the championship 4, he was not a factor at all, I believe. And the same thing applied today with Allmendinger. That 16 car, they were just nowhere to be found, which was unfortunate because I would have liked to see Allmendinger win. But this is a feel-good victory. I don't think anyone has a problem with Allgaier winning just because he's been in the Xfinity Series for so long. Like I said, this was his 7th Championship 4 appearance. 0 for 7. Or, yeah, 0 for 6, I should say. He has been so close so many times for so long. It is such a good feeling to see him finally get it done and claim his first Xfinity Series title. But yeah, Stage 3 as a whole was overall Stage 3 as a whole was such a good race, or at least a race to the finish. I did think for a second that when Leyland Honeyman Jr. spun, I thought, oh man, this is when shit hits the fan, because always when we're about to have a great finish, a caution happens, and then everything just goes down the toilet. But no, we had some really good racing, some very close calls, great battles between non-playoff and playoff drivers. Stage 3 of this race, very, very entertaining to watch. But that is it for this episode of MDK Racing Victory Stop. What are your thoughts on the race? Let me know in the comment section down below. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe for more content. Tomorrow, the final day of NASCAR 2024, we have MDK Race Day in the morning, followed up by the Cup Series race at 2 p.m. Eastern Time. And of course, recapping the final MDK Racing Victory Stop of 2024 immediately following the championship race for the Cup Series at Phoenix. Hopefully all y'all tune in for that. But until next time, my name is Jet from MDK. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see y'all next time.